Hi, my name is Dixon Ponce, and welcome to my Equilibrium and Le Chantier Principle Lab. I've got all my things I need: grease pencil, thermometer, plastic spoon, pipette, weight boat, and scale, sodium chloride, my copper 2 chloride, a silver nitrate, my graduated cylinder, my flask, my beaker, and yeah, let's get to it. So first, we need to make a 15 milliliter concentrated sodium chloride solution. So I'm gonna measure out 4.5 grams of sodium chloride. Is there a faster way to make this go? And we'll get back to you when this is done. Had to change scales, but it says I got to 4.5, so there's 4.5 grams of sodium chloride. So now that I've got my sodium chloride, pour it into here. All right. And then after that, I need to use my graduated cylinder to get 15 milliliters of water. I got my water, and now I'm going to pour it into and I need to stir that around. Until these are all dissolved. And they are. All right, there's my concentrated solution. Now that that's done, I just labeled my test tubes. And now I'll add 40 drops of my copper 2 chloride into each test tube. Now that everything has been added, I will measure 1 milliliter, so 20 drops of the solution, and put it into test tube number 2. For test tube 3, I'm adding 40 drops into the solution. Good stuff. Mix that around. It's a lighter blue. And for the 4th and 5th test tubes, I will add 4 milliliters of the concentrated solution to each. So I'll be back. Next, I will add 20 drops of silver nitrate to test tube number 3. Now I'm going to add 3 milliliters of water to test tube number 4. after stirring that, it's clear, sort of light blue. And if I compare it with number 5, it's not the same anymore. This one's a little more cloudy. This one is a little more clear than it was. And the next step is to do the same thing. So add 3 milliliters of just water to test tube 5, just like I did test tube before. Next, I need to fill this beaker with hot tap water. Because my water from the tap wasn't hot enough, I'm heating it up, but while I'm heating it up, I'm going to fill this cup halfway up with ice and then add water. All right, now that I've got my hot water and cold water, I need to put test tube number 5, I can't see it, 5, into the hot water. And I need to stir it with the thermometer. After having test tube 5 and the hot water, they're about the same color. It's just one of them is clear, which would be number 4. And then number 5 is just foggy, and it's also hotter than this one is. But yeah, similar color, just different temperature, and one's clear, one's not. Now that I've compared numbers 4 and 5, I need to put number 5 into the cold water until it gets below 10. After putting test tube number 5 into cold water, they're somewhat the same. So the temperature brought it back to the original color. It's just not as, it's more foggy at the bottom than this one. This one's more blue. This one's just the same all around. Pretty nifty. And finally, with test tube number 5 getting back up to room temperature, it's still about the same. Well, maybe a little more foggy, but yeah. So that's the lab. Thank you for watching, and it'll be up on YouTube in a little bit, along with the photos and the submission and my lab report.